I'm going to get to something else that we talked about on the What's Right podcast a couple months ago, which is the battle Harden versus Morey up there in Philadelphia. And I loved all these reports. They were like, it's unclear if James Harden will play on opening night. I was like, it looked pretty goddamn clear to me. He ain't playing, but he showed up. And it still sounds like he's not playing. We got tweets from Woj and Shams or Woj or Shams somewhere here.
Yes, I know that they said that Shams said essentially he showed up, bags packed, ready to go, and Philly shockingly sent him home. Okay,
I wonder who told him that.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder who told him that. James Harden returned on Tuesday night with his bags packed to rejoin the team on Thursday, and the Sixers are like, nah, stay.
Which is what they should do, right?
Yes.
You can't let him play.
Yes. No, I feel like everybody's doing their part in this moment. James Harden showing up so he won't get fined, but the Sixers can't have him around. Can you imagine how nervous you would be at every turn on what in the world James Harden's about to do next if he was on the team?
Yeah, of course. No, you can't have him around. But I also don't know if Harden has foot. Now, it should be noted, listen, Harden's agent, Harden is his only client. They're like, this is, I don't think he's getting good advice here. And I think he's obviously handled this poorly. I don't know if it's fully landed with James Harden that the reason he's not a Clipper right now is because they wouldn't give up Terrence Mann. Terrence Mann is 27 years old, averaging 8 points a game. He's 27. He's not like a young, like, oh, what he's going to turn into. This was done for a first-round pick, a pick swap, and Terrence Mann. And the Clippers, who are all in on this season, were like, not worth it. That's where James Harden's current market value is. And so he can blame Daryl, and he can, light the building on fire, and he can, the whole idea behind mutually assured destruction is no one will press the button because we both blow up. He can be like, nope, not me. Let's blow it both up. But I hope he recognizes that he is somehow more of a long-term risk than Kyrie. Nobody will give him the contract Kyrie just got. Nobody.
No, what I think is interesting is that he's actually a bit more of what I would term a short-term risk than a long-term risk. And this is what I mean by that, right?
Okay.
Kyrie, as actual basketball player, is as good as he has ever been. Like, I think that all the madness that has surrounded him has obscured the fact that the guy he was in Cleveland, which honestly is the last time we really got consistent eyeballs on him as a basketball player, he's so much better now than he was then, right? He's not simply a dude that you got that works perfectly as the other guy next to LeBron James because LeBron can do all the distributing and everything else, right? Like Kyrie has really become, he has now become a true Hall of Fame caliber basketball player. Like when he gets in, I'm not going to make any argument about it whatsoever. He's gotten to that place. He's really good. The problem with James Harden is this, and this is in spite of the fact that he put them on his back for a couple of those games against the Celtics. James Harden, you have to ask yourself the most damning question you can ask about any human being in life at any point. Is this guy a loser? Like, can you think about how offended you would be if somebody called you a loser? Or like what it takes for somebody to look at somebody and be like, yo, that dude's a loser. Like my brother had a friend who he used to bring around the house, and my dad, the only time, and me and my brother both brought through a motley crew of humanity into our parents' house. It's the only time my dad looked at a guy and told my brother, hey, that boy is a loser. And you know what that dude wound up doing later on down the line? Smoking rocks. Like when it gets to a point where we got to be like, oh man, you might be a loser. Like the only reason I don't call James Harden a loser is that if I called him a loser and he wanted to fight me, I could not blame him for wanting to fight me because nothing's more insulting than calling somebody a loser. But when you look at the ways that he has lost for over a decade, starting with the 2012 finals all the way to the end. Like, can you win with James Harden? Does he automatically make it impossible for you to win because it's not just that he doesn't play well in those games, it's that he self-destructs.
It's self-destructs, gets afraid, and then quits and blames other people. It is just a total tapestry of the worst attributes you could assign to a pro athlete. No accountability, quits, it burns things down on their way out, and by the way, is afraid of the moment and plays his best in the smallest times and his worst in the biggest times. And it's all of it. Any one of those traits is a significant ding on an all-timer. And this is why he's so fascinating. He has more first-team All-NBAs than Steph and Dame put together. He has more top 5 MVP finishes than Steph, Dame, and Russ put together. His regular season resume is multiple scoring titles, multiple assist titles. And yet, you're going to look back on his career, and this is going to be when we're old and like arguing sports with people, who, young people, and someone's like, wait, you think Jimmy Butler was better than James Harden? Let me show you. And I'm going to be like, you had to fucking be there, man. I'm telling you right now, like, you got to trust me. Like, this really, I don't know what the comp for that is from 50 years ago, but
no, it's like trying to convince somebody that Isaiah Thomas was better than Chris Paul if all they got is the numbers.
Yes,
like, you had to be there, guys. You had to be there.
That's correct. And how do you think this ends?
Yeah,
in the short term.
I don't know, because he can't play for them again, right? Like, my question with this always been is, when is Joel Embiid going to step into his destiny as a superstar and be like, get me the hell out of here? Because you can't bring James Harden back. I don't think there's anybody that really wants him. The Clippers, as you said, won't give up Terrence Mann, right? I don't know where this goes. And the best part about this is both of these guys, Morey and Harden, are the variety of sociopath where discomfort, you may be uncomfortable. They're not uncomfortable at all, right? They'll sit in this mess. They'll sit in this stink. Oh, Ben Simmons, you don't want to come and it makes the team worse? Well, I'm not getting got in a trade, so this is just what it's going to be. James Harden's used to being in these places where he's been able to act up and the teams look around and are like, nah, I don't want no parts of this. He was willing to have PJ Tucker and DeMarcus Cousins ready to whoop his ass. I would do anything to avoid one half of one of those men wanting to whoop my ass, but he was willing to do that to get out. It's not going to work here. So what do you do?
So if it's dead with the Clippers, sorry to bring them up again. Would the Lakers take a flyer? D'Angelo Russell? And be we don't care. Go ahead.
But you already got to deal with Anthony Davis that you can't count on.
Well, yeah, I understand. It's not good. But I like
yes.
it. But if the Lakers' idea is, if LeBron's hurt in the playoffs, we're screwed anyway. But if he's not, he's the guy who's making all, you know what I mean? The ball's in his hands. Mm-hmm. He's making all the decisions. I don't know. I'm simply saying this. If the Clippers deal is truly dead, what is the thread the needle of teams that are like, we are trying to win now, but also a little desperate and have, you know what I mean, a draft pick or something. So it's the Mavs are desperate, but Harden and Kyrie and Luka together is a hilarious disaster that would never happen. Could he end up in Miami?
I want that so bad. I'm going to just say this right quick, because we got to sell stuff. I want him in Miami so bad because on one level, Pat Riley would have best shape of his life, James Harden, like legitimately best shape of his life, James Harden, all of this stuff. There's all kinds of good things that he could do for that team. On the other hand, it be calling me and it be Miami. James Harden in Miami. woo, like he gonna have to sweat it out every practice. They gonna sweat every drop of it out of him at every practice. But James Harden cannot resist that.